Everyone, please. Welcome you, sir. So welcome once again to the International Conference on Sustainability and Digitalization 2022. So today we begin with the valedictory session, and for that it's my honor to introduce you our chief guest. Our chief guest, His Excellency Dr. Manoj Nardio Singh, hails from Mauritius, took over the charge of office of the Secretary General of ARDU on 3rd September 2019, after having been elected by the special session of ARDU Executive Committee held in New Delhi, India on 11th June 2019. Prior to appointment as Secretary General, Excellency served ARDO as Assistant Secretary General from 14th February 2014 to 2nd September 2019. Before joining the ARDO headquarters in New Delhi, India, His Excellency Dr. Manoj Nardio Singh worked with Government of Mauritius in various positions such as economist, researcher, educationist, and proponent of cooperative movement in the country. Dr. Manoj Nardio Singh was also economist in the Ministry of Economic Planning and Regional Cooperation, Government of the Republic of Mauritius, and has also been a professor of economics in the college. His Excellency has interacted with various international organizations such as the International Labour Office, which is also known as ILO, the International Cooperative Alliance, which is also known as ICA, International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, and United Nations Development Program, UNDP. His Excellency Dr. Manoj Nardio Singh did Masters of Science, MSc, in Economics from Moldavian State University, ex-USSR, in 1990, and PhD from Finance Academy, Moscow, Russia Federation in 2003. His Excellency has had the distinction to participate and present technical papers in various international and specialized training courses. His Excellency has a number of publications to Excellency's credit. His Excellency Dr. Manoj Nardio Singh is fluent in English, French, and Russian languages, in addition to the fair knowledge of Hindi language. This is really commendable. So let's welcome our chief guest with a warm hands, everyone. Now, I would request our Dean of SMBS and Students of Welfare, Professor Reshma Nasreen, to felicitate our chief guest. Can we have the hands, please? Now, I would request Dean Ma'am to felicitate Registrar Sir, Mr. S.S. Akhtar. Can we have the hands, please? Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Registrar, sir. Now it's a recapitulation from ICSD, which is International Conference on Sustainability and Digitalization 2022. For that, I would like to call Dr. Arif Anwar from Department of Management, Jamia Hamdard.
Dignitaries on the dais, His Excellency Nadev Singh sir, respected Registrar sir, Dean of SMBS and Dean Students Welfare, Professor Reshma Nasreen ma'am, all the paper presenters, the organizing committee, all the senior faculty members, my colleagues and dear students. It's a proud moment for me that I'm standing here to recapitulate whatever has happened in the past 2 days. We have been experiencing some great people who have joined us for the inaugural session, and in that inaugural session we could see people from with a stature of some international personalities. In the inaugural session, our chief guest, Shri Dr. S.S. Negi, was here. We had some guest of honors with us, in which all these people from different designated institutes and different designated places as well as corporate world. We had a keynote speech as well. Although our Vice Chancellor sir was in absentia, he provided all the support to us whatever we needed. Just after the inaugural session, we came to the next part, which was the panel discussion 1. In first panel discussion, our panelists had a wonderful discussion on the topic mandatory sustainability reporting in India. The panelists were Mr. Shalendra Singh from Sustain Mantra, Dr. Hishmi Jamil from Tata Steel, Mr. Dipankar Ghosh from BDO India LLP, Mr. Rajat Srivastava from Jacobs, and Mr. Professor Pramod Pathak from ISM Dhanbad. That was a long discussion where we have found out different dimensions of sustainability reporting and where exactly India is heading in that front. Sir, I'd like to let you know that we have received more than 150 research papers in this conference, and total number of contributors are even more than that, 250 plus contributors here. They have presented in 15 different sessions, 10 different designated tracks, which includes marketing management, corporate social responsibility and corporate governance track, human resources and organizational behavior, marketing practices. We had few sessions from financial services as well. There was one special session of sustainability reporting, which usually we never see in many of the institute at international conferences. So that was another important dimension which was added in the international conference on Sustainability and Digitalization 2022. So in the 2 days, we had 3 different time periods. On the first day, we were having it in the afternoon session. On the second day, we were having 2 sessions, first in the morning, second in the afternoon. And very recently, we have closed all the sessions, all the 15 sessions. And there were guests, there were eminent persons from the academia world who have chaired the session, and they have provided their best of input so that those research papers which have been presented here can be sent to good or the great journals and they could get published. So with this, right now, there was another thing in the panel discussion too, which was held today in the afternoon. And the topic was, can digitalization save the planet? And in that, there were some dignitaries who had the discussion on this, including Dr. Mohan Agarwal, Professor Upadhyay from BIMTech, Mr. Naveen Kumar from Power Finance Corporation, Dr. Tausif, Mr. Shekhar Mishra, and Mr. Irfan Lone JNK. So all these people all these dignitaries have presented their ideas from the perspective of the role of digitalization in saving the planet. So we are at the final step here, and from my side, I'd like to thank you everyone for their contribution, individual contribution, their collective contribution, and I hope we are heading towards a positive spirit and towards a positive ending of this particular 2-day international conference on sustainability and digitalization. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Arif Anwar. Now it's my pleasure to call Professor Reshma Nasreen, Dean of SMBS and Students' Welfare, for the leadership address. Can we have the big hands, please?
Good evening, all of you. Assalamu alaikum. I hope we are energized enough to be receptive to what we'll be having today, the discussion right now in the valedictory. This is a stage of a bit of pondering, and like I was telling His Excellency Manoj Nardev Singh, that despite all the schedules and despite everything, post-pandemic, this conference, we have taken it as a form of human life and celebration. After 2 years where we were not able to interact with people, not hold a conference academically at such a length, for the Department of Management, I think this is the first step and a good step. The learning is always there, and as we grow, as we take initiatives, we always have something or the other to learn. But if we do not take that first step in the fear that we might be committing some mistake, and that is one thing that I'll discourage in everyone, the fear of committing mistakes. As we take initiatives, as we take steps forwards, we won't be perfect, and never ever think that each step that you are going to take will be the perfect step and the ultimate step. But the need towards excellence, the desire to achieve something is very, very important, right? So please take initiatives, and especially to the younger generation, please also be receptive to your elders' suggestions, right? तो कभी भी कोई ऐसा कदम इसलिए ना लें कि भाई बहुत डांट पड़ेगी, ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है. डांट पड़ती है तो आप सीखते हैं और आगे बढ़ते हैं. So let this be the beginning of better conferences, better deliberations. Yesterday, in the inaugural address, the keynote speaker, Mr. Narang, who is an evangelist and talks about sustainability, he raised a question. He said, the moment we have all accepted that digitalization will reduce the carbon footprints. But what would be the impact of digitalization in 2050? That is the deliberation that the keynote speaker was making. But herein also, like continuing with the thought, पहले एक स्टेप तो कर लें, फिर उसमें जो गलतियाँ होंगी उसे भी सुधार लेंगे, isn't it? But the pertinent problem as of now is that we have to wake up. We have to be sensitized. We need to understand that these 17 SDGs which the UN had planned for 2030 has taken a setback because of the pandemic. And because we have taken 5 to 10 steps back, we need to hone our energies, harness ourselves, and take extra effort to save the planet. And in this regard, I am sure the deliberations, I might not have attended the panel discussions because of other commitments, but I am sure the participants in the different sector, like OB Shadab has mentioned, we had the impact of sustainability on economy, on trade, and all the other deliberations would have given you pointers as to how we will develop better business practices so that we move towards a sustainable ecosystem. So thank you all for participating, thank you all for taking the initiative, thank you all for bearing with us in all the missteps that we have taken. But let me also bring out your notice, sir, that digitalization has helped us, especially the Department of Management. We could have international webinars. So we had the editor-in-chief, Michael Goldman, from Emerging Market Case Studies, who had a webinar. As we in management, for brand management, we call Kevin Lane Keller as the god of brand management. He has also taken a session. So we had opportunities in this pandemic also. So however the dark the clouds may be, there is always hope. And that is hope that instills in you that there is humanity and there is light after darkness, right? So hold on to that positivity and keep on taking initiatives. That would be the message today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening us. That was such a wonderful speech. Can we have once again the hands for ma'am? It's time for the valedictory address, and it's my honor to call His Excellency Dr. Manoj Nardev Singh, Secretary General, ARDO. Can we have the big round of applause?
Thank you very much. Thank you for that presentation. Thank you for giving me the floor. And thank you for inviting me to this very important international conference. Mr. Akhtar, Registrar of Jamia Hamdard, esteemed Professor Rishma Nasir, Dean of Jamia Hamdard, Dean SMBS of Jamia Hamdard, our galaxy of researchers, many presenters to this conference, learned stalwarts, distinguished resource persons, faculty members, coordinators, my dear colleague Dr. Kushnood, who has been chairing one session here, Head of Research of ARDO, African Asian Rural Development Organization. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocol respected, very good afternoon to you all. Assalamu alaikum. I would like, on behalf of the African Asian Rural Development Organization, I'm representing 34 different governments. So on behalf of all these governments, we convey sincere gratitude to the organizers for selecting such an important topic, sustainability and digitalization, for this conference. This is undeniably a very well-timed and well-necessitated thematic when this world we know we are trying to move away from the brink of upset. I express gratitude and thanks for inviting me to deliver this valedictory note, especially to have interaction with youngsters and young researchers. I usually like to interact with youngsters because I feel younger when I interact with youngsters. I'll congratulate all the participants, all the resource persons. I do understand all these papers will be published, and we can also take it under our own publication at order. As it has been recapitulated, we know that all the pertinent issues related to sustainability and digitalization have been comprehensively addressed over these 2 days. Obviously, as Madam was saying, there might be some issues which are not close-ended. More debates are required on that. But nonetheless, we know that you've reached to many conclusions and many recommendations to which ADO would like to be part of it. We would like to endorse the main findings and orientations of this international organization. May I only underscore that indeed digitalization and digital technologies can and have to help us in making decisions smarter, faster, and more precise. Ultimately, we have to make all these decisions for the benefit of people, for the benefit of the planet. The power of digitalization, digital technology, data management, AI, and so on, can and has to be accelerated. What we call, it has to turbocharge our direly needed sustainability transformation. All political leaders, socio-economic players have to act faster and in a more holistic manner, especially when we all know that it is not a secret that the World Economic Outlook, there are many publications, many researchers now have predicted gloomy developments with higher than expected inflation, worse than anticipated slowdown of many economies in the world. Especially we are more worried about African and Asian economies. We've got spillover effects from wars and conflicts. All these, when we see many economies are presently fighting on various fronts. We are fighting on the front of food, fuel, fertilizer, and financial issues, while we are simultaneously targeting inclusive and sustainable development. Respected researchers, my dear friends, we know that especially I would say Africa and Asia, we've got countries which are facing what we call disproportionate miseries and suffering. So this is where all your findings will help at least in having some solution to that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have on the one hand helplessly observed how an unprecedented health pandemic had disturbed and destroyed lives and livelihood. It has disrupted and devastated many economies and businesses. It has decimated and demolished certain sectors completely and industries, and left us with certain permanent scars and structural damages in many countries. On the one hand, we have also noted the power of digitalization in rebounding back to the new normal. Modern digital innovation like artificial intelligence, machine learning techniques have seen exponential growth in their value, which is now estimated they will be able to add about 14% to the global economy by 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, after the burden of crippled economies with many plummeted socio-economic indicators, many countries with fragile recoveries are not finding enough steam to come back or to find the growth momentum required. They still have certain stern contemporary and impending challenges which warrant inter alia what we call innovative, disruptive technologies. Digitalization and smart technologies as game-changing tools and opportunities for digitalizations to provide towards building the sustainable society of the future are plentiful. We have to look into these avenues. Sustainable development must further capitalize on digitalization. As Madam was saying, even if it is going to bring certain issues, we will tackle it, we'll cross the bridge when we'll be there. Just to cite a few examples, digitalization can guide actions to face climate change and protect biodiversity. Its full integration will equally benefit sustainable food production, which we are fighting in many African and Asian countries especially. It can also give access to clean and safe potable water and green energy generation and usage. Smart technologies can provide also equitable access to services and increase well-being. We've got many programs which we have been running in these domains. Ladies and gentlemen, we have all witnessed several revolutions, call it by any color. Green revolution, sometimes we call it now evergreen revolution, blue revolution, white revolution, yellow revolution, rainbow type of revolution, and all sorts of revolution, ICT revolution, but it is very sad and it is aberrant that humanity is off target, or what we call derailed targets, especially on two main out of these 17 SDGs, the SDG 1 and SDG 2, we are very sadly off target. And we are not able to get rid of hunger and poverty and ensure all human beings the basic rights to initially sufficient and nutritious food. The conference has obviously provided some worthy indications of what our strategies for digitalization should be to effectively contribute towards these SDGs, towards inclusive, healthy, peaceful, and sustainable development of all our countries and the planet in general. By now, we are certain that digitalization has to catalyze the transition towards sustainable manufacturing practices to start with. And we know tomorrow's best performing businesses will be only those with fully integrated digital and sustainable transformation, those who have already integrated these two into their operations and into their value chain operations. Similarly, from the consumption side also, we have to ensure that our own consumption patterns, consumer groups, consumer associations should also focus how to integrate digital and sustainable transformation together. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear researchers, dear students, decision-making at all levels should always bear in mind that while adopting that very famous 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, we have collectively resolved through our universal set of 17 goals and 169 targets to free humanity from poverty, secure a healthy planet for future generations especially, and to build peaceful, inclusive society as a foundation for ensuring lives of dignity for all. But unfortunately, as I said, I have to reiterate that the cry of the day still remains inclusive growth and sustainable transformation. Allow me here to quote the Secretary General of UN, who said, I quote, "The vision and promise of the United Nations is that food, healthcare, water, sanitation, education, decent work, and social security are not commodities for sale to those who can afford them, but these are basic, I repeat, basic human rights to which we are all entitled." And he continues again just by saying, everything we do now, he was talking during the COVID period, full COVID, and even after COVID, we must be with a strong focus on building more equal, inclusive, and sustainable economies, and societies that are more resilient in the face of pandemic, climate change, and many other global challenges we are facing and we are called upon to face in the future also. Indeed, the imperative for inclusive growth has increased significantly. Progress cannot be achieved without the integration and full participation of the entire population. Empowering individuals and building fairer societies should be our topmost priorities. Fragilities of economic systems and the inequalities in societies must be addressed by digitalization. This is what you have been discussing over these 2 days. Digitalization is part of the solution. We must address all these fragilities by digitalization and by bringing more science to our society. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all aware that mega challenges such as climate change and COVID-19 have been only a clarion call for us, directing the whole world to act as one. Challenges, changing landscapes, and new ecosystems are warranting rethinking where required and reviewing strategies and programs in various domains. You are working on a particular domain. Even here, we have to review all our strategies and programs to be more effective. As Madam was saying, there was a silver lining in COVID. That silver lining was that we made use of more ICTs, digitalizations, and even e-transactions have been enhanced during the COVID. But again, now there is a call to step up all this, to have it faster, and to make sure that more innovations are integrated in our systems, are integrated into the way we conduct business, into the way we consume and produce in this world. We undoubtedly must design these inclusive and sustainable models in all our economies. We are already doing it, but the pace has to be increased. For this, I'll say we need game-changing policies. Even institutions have to be reviewed. We need to change these institutions, adjust them, and we need technology also, including digitalization. And more importantly, we need leaders. My dear participants, my dear researchers, we need leaders, and we find in you, we look towards you to be those leaders. And leaders are those who can create more leaders, not more followers. So be those leaders who can create more leaders so that we have a fairer world and a more prosperous societies everywhere in this world. Before concluding, with your permission, I wish to say a few words on my organization itself. African Asian Rural Development Organization is one of the oldest, or we say earliest example of South-South cooperation and the African and Asian solidarity. It was established in 1962, and where we very much underscore the cooperation among countries, especially in two main domains, agriculture and rural development. We, as I said, we've got 34 member countries, and we are operating from New Delhi with 6 regional offices, 3 in Africa and 3 in Asia. We've already corroborated all our missions and interventions with the SDGs. As I say, we are operating in 2 domains, and we have already also tailor-made our interventions for it to be corroborating with SDGs and the African Union Agenda 2063. We are a platform with a vast potential. This is where we would like to have more connections, and we are poised also to enhance intercontinental cooperation for an effective transformation and to build up human resource capacities in our member countries. We focus very much on human resource development, financing of development pilot projects. We provide annually approximately 400 training fellowships at 31 training centers in 12 different countries. And as I said, now we have enhanced even these training programs. We are supporting and sponsoring master degree programs. We support master degree programs, postgraduate degree programs, and master degree programs in universities in Korea, South Korea, and we are having many master degree programs in IITs in India. We are trying to leverage on disruptors, accelerators, and multipliers of technologies and all models and strategies which can impact on life and bring more livelihoods to people in Africa and Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very much connected to Jamia Hamdard with our Honorable Vice Chancellor had been delegated quite a long time back, I think 2007, where we are used to delegate also experts from one country to another member country. So our Honorable Vice Chancellor was delegated to, at that time it was Taiwan, again very much related to this international conference. We had an international workshop on role and information and communication technology in rural development. Thus, we have already got a very cordial relationship with this esteemed institution, and which we would like here to congratulate as very well poised on the international front. You got very well, highly recognized internationally. You are very much recognized with distinctions and focused scientific programs, academic programs, especially in, I do understand, in Unani medicine, biosciences, pharmacy, nursing, and other areas. Now would look forward for more in technology dissemination also. So given that we've got many areas, we've got many commonalities, I'm personally looking forward. My colleague also is here, Dr. Kushnudali, so we can have a more fruitful bonding in between our 2 organizations, and we can play a more vital role in bringing economies, different economies. For us, we are focusing in Africa and Asia, but our collaboration can focus on other economies. We have to bring all these economies, the African and Asian especially, towards greater digitalization, towards sustainability, towards more vibrancy, buoyancy, and resilience. Let us network and galvanize our initiatives. Let us leverage on researchers. I do understand lots of researchers are being done here. You've got lots of knowledge. This knowledge and know-how and technology will have to promote it as a partnership so that we can easily promote the nexus between digitalization and sustainability. To conclude, let me again underscore the necessity to holistically, coherently, and comprehensively have an approach towards development. Especially now we have to have it in urgent mode, preferably in the mission mode, just like we had a mission mode to solve the COVID issue. We could produce, and the whole humanity could produce the COVID vaccine in that mission mode. Equally, for sustainability, we have to protect a growing world population against hunger. We have to reverse that climate change, and we have to preserve our biodiversity. Finally, on behalf of ADU, on my own behalf, on behalf of my colleague here, let me reiterate my gratitude to the whole team, the organizing team, for inviting me here and to give me the opportunity again to address this parterre of the stalwarts and researchers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the wonderful address. For concluding remark, it's my pleasure to call Mr. S.S. Akhtar, Registrar of Jamia Hamdard. Can we have the hands, please?
Thank you very much. Dignitary on the dais, His Excellency Honorable Dr. Manoj Nardev Singh Ji. I hope I have got the result. Our very popular हर दिलों में राज करने वाली मोहतरमा डॉक्टर रेशमा नसरीन the person who has played a pivotal role in bringing His Excellency here, Dr. Khushmudi Ali Sahib, respected and esteemed faculty members, and my dear students. Today is a very auspicious day for Jamia Hamdard. To speak on such an important topic, that is sustainability and digitalization, we have His Excellency himself here to talk about it. He comes from Mauritius, but you will be happy to know that he is Indian by heart. His forefather, just now I have discovered that he comes from Bihar. So he is more of an Indian than a Mauritian. And he is here to talk about sustainable development. Mauritius has taken a lead in having a sustainable development as its model for development. And we at Jamia Hamdard is having this important seminar. This shows the importance Jamia Hamdard also gives to sustainable development and how to move forward in this regard. Sustainability is a very novel thing, and it's the in thing, rather I would say, in today's world. Everywhere you will find conferences are being held in this topic, seminars are being held, workshops are being organized. United Nations has also given a very wide importance to this important topic. But what is sustainable development? I think we Indians are very much aware what is sustainable development. Sustainable development, in common words, in common terms, we can say प्रकृति के साथ रहना, नेचर के साथ रहना, to live in harmony with nature, that is in my common knowledge is sustainable development. How to sustain the development along with the development of nature and the nature that we have imbibed in through our birth, through our belonging, through our upbringing, what we have seen in the rural areas जहाँ हम रहते थे. I come from a state that is Jharkhand. Jharkhand is inhabited by tribals, and I think you all must be aware कि ट्राइबल से ज़्यादा नेचर से प्यार करने वाला कोई नहीं है. They have festivals which celebrates nature, which celebrates environment. They have festival called Karma. They have festival called Sarhul, where they worship trees, where they worship environment. This is what sustainable development is. But are we really having and giving importance to sustainable development, or it is just a topic in the seminar and workshop? Because our experience and what we are undergoing, especially those who are living in Delhi, must be knowing what harm playing with nature, destroying the nature has caused. The pollution level, winter is coming and soon we are going to encounter that, we are going to face that, and we are very much scared. People are leaving Delhi, going out of the national capital during winter to escape pollution level. Why this is happening? This is all because of we are playing with nature and we are playing with development. Development is very good, it should happen. No country can progress, no nation can progress, no institution can progress without development. But development at what cost? I think 150 papers, research papers have been presented in this seminar, in this year, and many good things must have emerged from those deliberations. I hope many important outcomes will also be there, which will help the policy makers also, which will help us also in having a fruitful policy, how to have sustainable development along with nature, along with the sustainability of the nature that we have imbibed in our life. We should not play with nature, and nature can cause you enormous harms. Today there is a big cyclone in Florida. The USA is the most developed country in the world, and just see, I think lakhs and lakhs people, they have been evacuated from their home, from their residence to move to a safer place just because we have not given heed to the environment. So the policy makers, the researchers, the faculty members and the students who are here, it is for you to ponder over this important thing, how to have sustainability and development together, side by side, without harming each other. I think the deliberation that must have been done here would have covered these important aspects. Now, the topic of this conference was sustainability and digitalization. Very novel concept, very good. But I think this conference, this seminar must have thought about also digital divide. That is the main thing which is happening. We are very much talking about sustainable development and to have to reduce the harmful impact of harmful impact on environment by having digitalization. But there are many challenges also. Digital divide, especially our country, we are facing digital divide. How to overcome this? What are the challenges? First challenge, in my opinion, is affordability. Can everyone have a digital thing in his hand? Can a villager staying in a remote area can have a digital device to help him? We have to think about it. we have also to think about is the illiteracy and the language barrier. India is a country of diversity. After one state, the language changes. Can we, and the digital divide is there because our digitals are mainly in English or in regional language, some of the regional language, but it does not cover all the people, all the segments of the society. That divide also is an important aspect that the policy makers, the researchers, the students, you have to think about it. Then disparity between the urban area and the rural areas, that also has to be looked into. Can we have a digital connection, but there is a wide gap between the urban areas and the rural areas. That challenges are also there in having digitalization for all the people. Then lack of digital literacy also is one of the important factors. That is there in the urban areas also, that is there in the rural areas also. How to overcome that? That I think the people who have deliberated here, the August gathering must have come up with some solution to this thing. And that is another important thing which we are facing these days, that is cyber crime, cyber fraud, that is happening in the name of digitalization. How to save ourselves from this thing, that is also need of the hour. So all the experts, they have already spoken about it, and His Excellency has also said so many things. So I did not elaborate on that. Some of the points which I really wanted to share with you, I have shared it with you, and His Excellency has spoken about having a more robust collaboration with Jamia Hamdard. We are always there, sir. Our Vice Chancellor, he is a do-gooder, and he is always after us to seek new path of avenues and new path where we can trade. So you have shown us the way. We will definitely come to you to have a cooperation, and we would definitely look forward to carry it forward. Thank you for suggesting that, sir. We are always looking for new opportunities, and on this occasion, I will like to take this opportunity to congratulate the Dean SMBS and her dedicated team. You have done a wonderful job, and the topic of this conference was also very important, and that is the need of the hour. And many fruitful things will come out of it, I am very sure, when we will have the policy documents, the deliberation of the seminar that you will be giving. I think you will share a copy with me also. You will, मुझे उस लायक समझेंगे कि मैं पढ़ सकूं उसको. और it has gone very well. 2 days of sustained efforts and the labor you will have put in. So my compliments to all the team members, all the organizers. You have done a wonderful job. And if there are any shortcomings, that shortcoming is on our part, on the part of the administration. So my apology for that. And in the end, we are always looking for something. एक इंग्लिश और एक उर्दू के शेर से मैं अपनी बातों को ख़त्म करूँगा. His Excellency knows Hindi, so I hope you understand Urdu also. Must be. कौन कहता है आसमान पे सुराख नहीं हो सकता, एक पत्थर तो तबीयत से उछालो यारो. तो जामिया हमदर्द ऑलवेज ट्राई तो आसमान में सुराख करने की कोशिश. इसमें हमारे फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, हमारे स्टूडेंट्स का भरपूर साथ रहता है. दे आर ऑलवेज विथ अस टू लुक फॉर न्यू एवेन्यूज एंड टू लुक फॉर समथिंग न्यू एंड टू डू समथिंग कंस्ट्रक्टिव. So my salute to all the faculty members and all the students. You have done a wonderful job. और इतने शांति के साथ, इतने सिंसिरिटी के साथ आउटसाइड द क्लास भी आप बैठे हुए हैं. क्लास के अंदर तो डर से टीचर के बैठे रहते हैं, यहाँ पर बिना किसी डर के बैठे हुए हैं. दिस शोज योर सिंसिरिटी एंड योर डेडिकेशन. एंड for Jamia Hamdard, I will end with this famous poem. that is, woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. This is the motto. This is the motto of Jamia Hamdard, and this is the motto of all the persons present here. Thank you for your patient hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Registrar sir. Now it's time to announce the Best Paper Award, Memento and Certificate presentation. So for that, I would like to call on stage Dr. Arif Anwar once again. Could you please give a big hand round of applause?
Thank you, Shadabhai, once again. Honorable Chair on the dais, with your permission, this announcement for the rewards and the awards, basically, first of all, I'd like to invite all the eminent persons, all the eminent experts, the session chairs who have contributed. Unfortunately, we don't have all the session chairs who have given their inputs during the paper presentations. But fortunate enough, we are left with one of the external session chairs here, Dr. Khushnood Ali sir. So I'd request Dr. Khushnood Ali to come on stage, and I'd request our chairs, specifically His Excellency, to give the memento to our esteemed session chair, Dr. Khushnood Ali. Sir, the total numbers of session chairs were quite long, but although they have already left for their respected part. Yes, sir. So the very first from the internal session chairs, I'd like to call Dr. Babar Ali Khan. Please come up on stage and collect your token of appreciation from the organization. Dr. Shikha Gera. Dr. Shahnwaz Abdin sir, Dr. Mohammad Shahnwaz Abdin sir. Dr. Sayyidun Nisa ma'am. Zakir Hussain sir, please come on stage. Dr. Sadaf Siraj ma'am. Next we have Dr. Nudrat Moini Rahman ma'am. Dr. Matlubullah Khan sir, please come on the stage. Dr. Sakhi Johnson. Okay. Dr. Fakhra Naeem ma'am. Dr. Fakhra Naeem ma'am. Dr. Faizan Khan Sherwani. Dr. Mohammad Shafiq. Dr. Varda Sagir ma'am. And we have Dr. Wasim Khan sahab. Thank you, honorable chairs. Thank you. Well, it's again to remind that although we don't have all the external session chairs, but we would like to thank them as well, and we do not forget their contribution here at Jamia Hamdard for the International Conference on Sustainability and Digitalization. Now this is high time that we announce the Best Paper Award. Although for previous days Best Paper Award we have already mailed the Best Paper presenters about their research papers. This is just the announcement. Your certificates will be provided to you over a period of time once we prepare it. So once the session has over and we did not get enough time, I hope you understand this thing. So I'd like to start with yesterday's session. There were 5 sessions. The very first one was Consumer Behavior and Psychology session. There the Best Paper Award goes to CB05, Maria Ali, Dr. Sadaf Siraj, Dr. Saidul Nisa for Behavioral Intention towards Sustainable Fashion Apparel and Empirical Study of Gen Z Consumers. The second track was HR Practices and OB. For that, the Best Paper Award goes to HR 56, Sara Sultan Khan, Strategic Human Resource Management, a Review and Bibliometric Analysis. There was another track for Finance and Financial Services yesterday, and the Best Paper Award goes to FS 71, Saib Fakhr, Mohammad Yusuf Javed, Dr. Mohammad Shahfaraz Khan. 2 sustainable investments improve the financial performance, a case study of Indian IT firms. One more session from Corporate Governance and CSR. The Best Paper Award goes to CSR number 95, Muhammad Sani Khamisu, Dr. Ratna Ashuda Palurai. And the title of the paper is Exploring the Extant Literature on Environmental, Social and Governance, ESG Disclosures. What do we need to know? Sustainability reporting, which has been one of the highlight of our international conference. The best paper goes to SR 118, Swati Garg, Rajshri Yadav, and co-authored by Dr. Asad Ahmed. Factors influencing e-waste management, a study of young consumers. Today we started our session in the early morning, 9:30 a.m. And there we started with Consumer Behavior and Psychology again. And in there we have CB12 by the name Fateh Muhammad Khan and Muhammad Khalid Azam. Anthropomorphism and Sustainable Consumer Behavior, Gleanings from the Scholarly Literature and Future Research Orchestrations. Marketing Practices track, we have Best Paper to MP27, Muniba Khan, Effectiveness of Social Media Marketing, a Tool for Marketing. Another interesting session, Economic and Trade Policy. We have EP32, Varnika Agarwal, Dr. Seema Sahai, Challenges for E-Governance Services for Sustainable Development and Emerging Economy Perspective. One session was, this was a combined session for entrepreneurship and general management, and the best paper award goes to EGM 109, Sundus Chishti, Human Factors and Goodwill Effect in Supply Chain, Role of Cognitive Biases. Tourism and hospitality management had been our another important and interesting session, where we have TM 135, Sanat Krishnan Menon, Dr. Priyanka Chadda and Dr. Rajat Gira, a bibliometric systematic review of mobile technologies. Our second half session, there were 4 sessions in the second half. We have Economic Trade and Policy again with EP40, Shadman Zafar and Mohammad Tariq. Does the input subsidy regime in Indian agriculture environmentally sustainable? HR practices, where HR 64 has been awarded the best paper there, Ariba Khan. Intensified job demands and employee well-being, an empirical study of Indian IT sector. Financial Services, 85, FS 85 in the afternoon session, Ramiza Rafi and Dr. Ravinder Kumar, Determinants of Non-Performing Assets in Indian Banking Sector and Empirical Investigation. One last, which was chaired by, co-chaired by Saki Johnson. You were not here, I just joined in. So finally we have it here. There is a clash between 2 papers, HM 124 and HM 127. So the convener has decided that we'll be giving best paper to both. HM 124 is Dr. Priyanka Singh, Managing Human Resources for Health in Public Health System, study in Haryana, India. HM 127 was presented by Dr. Yasmin Shamsi Rizvi, Alina Ilyas, Social Loneliness and COVID-19 related mental health among healthcare sector employees, evidences from India. So thank you all the presenters, and congratulations to all the recipient of all the best paper awards. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So for the vote of thanks, I would like to invite Dr. Asad Ahmed, the convener of International Conference on Sustainability and Digitalization 2022.
Thank you. I'm thankful to you, sir, that you accepted our invitation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I'm thankful to Jamia Hamdard, which gave us this platform. I'm thankful to ICSSR, who supported us as a sponsor, you can say, who accepted our proposal. I'm thankful to our sponsors, JNK Bank, as well as ENE Solutions, who support us. I'm thankful to the participants as well, because of them only we have been able to organize this conference, because without you, this conference is nothing. I'm thankful to say the core team members. I'm thankful to the research scholar team. I would like to quote one thing, that when we were research scholars actually, we did research, good research, but we are not able to participate in these, or say we were not able to involve ourselves into organizing these kind of things, and you are lucky actually, because I hope you have learned a lot of things from this. I'm thankful to the student coordinators, because as Registrar sir said, how silently you are listening to us. This is because of the volunteers, sir. They are actually very good. I'm thankful to you. Ji sir. I hope that the department keeps on organizing these kind of conferences so that we can bring together lots of researchers from abroad also, because in this conference also we are having say presenters from say different countries, but because of some issues they were not able to just visit India because of visa issues. But we were just having lots of queries that they should be given some kind of visa. That was a kind of risk we thought, so we didn't take that kind of risk. If we talk about, I'll just end with one quote actually, that ends are not bad things. They just mean that something else is about to begin. So with this note actually, I'm thankful to all of you that you are here. So ma'am, you can call. Okay, sir. It's a national anthem. Thank you.
Can we have the hands, please? I request all of you are present here for the national anthem, please.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा। तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाए तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगल नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
And there is a facility of high tea and networking outside. Please, you may proceed. Thank you so much.
PR and track volunteers, please stay back. PR and track volunteers, please stay back.
I think the organizers, the students, you can have a group photograph outside. You have missed out the opportunity here. Take the pictures outside, please.